Morning folks from Howth in Dublin. My wife's doing the school run, I've done a bit of training and it's a beautiful morning. I better head back and check out some magic with this fella and record Eric Clapton Bluesbreakers lesson number 2, so hang around. Hey, Mike Brookfield here, welcome back to Eric Clapton Bluesbreakers lesson number 2. Thanks to everybody who left really positive messages on the last video there. I really appreciate it. You know, it's kind of nice for people to comment and just to interact with you guys, you know, and if you are getting value out of these lessons, please drop a comment and like and share or whatever, because it really helps me, motivates me to keep going, you know. So yeah, there were a few requests like, you know, why don't you keep going and keep doing the Bluesbreakers album, because the one we did last week, All Your Love, was the first track on the Bluesbreakers album. So yeah, let's do it. Let's go to the next track, you know. The next track on the version of the album that I have is Hideaway. Now, you might remember back in 2009, I just checked it out there, August of 2009, I put up a video of me like playing parts of Hideaway fast and slow, and it was like a reference for my students. They could go there and, you know, I'd teach them in the lesson, and they'd go there and they'd check fingerings and things like that, you know. And then fast forward 7 years, about 2016, I kind of got a HD camera, and as a test and as a request from people saying, why don't you put up Hideaway in full? So I kind of did one then. I think I did it on a 330, Gibson 330 that I had at the time. I don't have it anymore because it was a 1967 Gibson 330, so the tuning, I had issues with it when I was recording, you know, but it was a fabulous guitar. You'll probably see me with another 330 one day, you know what I mean, if I can get one. So and here I am again checking it out. Now, it is one of the most gigantic, iconic blues rock mountains to climb. I think it's just an amazing piece to kind of learn. So what can I tell you about it? I just did a playthrough of it, and what I did is I played along with the metronome. Last week I played along with the record, which meant I couldn't monetize it. I just automatically got kind of shut down there. So and my 9-year-old suggested that what am I playing along with the record for? You can hear both at the same time. But my idea was that you could hear how close it was. It was, you know, to show kind of what I'm doing is, you know, as identical as I can get it, you know. So, but on this one, I thought it'd be interesting just to put the metronome on the 2 and the 4. So da 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 da, you know. So the metronome's on the 2 and 4, which is a really valuable thing to learn to do. So you can watch that video now. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so yeah, that's me playing along with the Hideaway, and it doesn't matter how much you practice it, and I think how old you get and how long you've been doing it, it's still a really valuable exercise. Like, I was kind of, under pressure trying to get all that right. It's just, this is 10 years after posting it, and every time I play it, you kind of break into a bit of a sweat, because it's just so killer. So a few kind of things I was using, just in case you're kind of wondering, like on the last video I was still using that Keeley Plexi pedal. I'm going into this PV Mini Colossal 5-watt amp and going straight into the computer via a 2-note as well. So what you're hearing is a blend of the sound in the room and the 2 notes, which just gives you some kind of flexible. I just have it set like the same all the time. There's so many editing features on it, and I'm so lazy I don't use any of them. But what it does is it generally gives me a clean signal. I'm not even running the amp through that. What you're hearing is a blend of the amp in the room, so you get some of that ambience, and I'm using as very little to no reverb as possible. So you get a bit of room sound and you get a direct sound. So I hope that makes sense. And I've actually just gone down a gauge in strings. I've actually gone to 9s, which is like 9 to 42. Basically because it's kind of hard on the fingers playing this and playing other things. I was actually practicing something else the other day and my fingers were in bits. And I was like, why am I killing myself? I mean, it's only 10s, but the amount of bends I was doing, my fingers were just shredded. So I thought, I'll just put 9s on. And it just feels really simple, which is quite funny because I used to use 13 to 56s on my Strats because I was into that Steve Ray Vaughan big tone. And if you go back and watch some of the videos, probably up to about 2016 or something like that, 15, 16, I was using 13 to 56 all the time, I think in that Live in Paris one, if you've ever seen any of that footage, I'm using 13 to 56 on that. Anyway, I've gone down a gauge to 9 to 42s, and that really helps you play some of the killer string bending that's going on, especially that hang on, what am I doing here? Turn it on. There you go. Things like that is really so much less fatigue on the fingers. Okay, I'm going to go for it now. I'm going to just go through the whole piece. I don't even know if this is possible to do. I'm just looking at my thing there and checking I'm in shot and that. So I'll just go for it and see if I can teach you all this in less than 10 minutes. So hold on to your seat, grab a cup of coffee, get your guitar out and play along, or just watch it in slow motion, or do whatever you need to do. Here we go. So it goes. Double stops on the middle 2 strings. Next phrase. Bend up, bend down. And then you've got the and then a little chord which is like an F7 resolving to E7. Then down to the more Freddie King way of playing it. That's fairly tricky to do because you're picking across the strings. So I'll just do that again. Then you're into the second chorus. So you've got this cool trill that you do. And then a double stop, standard kind of blues. Slide back. I'll play that phrase again. more time. And then a rake into the E. So you got to be squeezing the juice out of the note. That's why I said squoze last week, by the way. I wanted to get into talking about squeezing the juice out of the note like I've kind of talked about before, but I thought, no, I won't go there. Anyway, so you got to squoze these too. And then you back into that. And then you've got this phrase. Like the bit that just came at the end of the last chorus, it's tricky enough to be crossing the strings like that. Okay, and then you're into the riff section. And again. No, you don't do that, you go. Stay on the E. That's not too bad. You should be okay with that. If you can't do that, you're going to be in trouble with the rest of it. Then we're up to the 12th fret. So double stop bend, chuck, bend up, bend down, pull off. Play that phrase again. And then a nice double stop. Do that one again. Then it repeats. Then it's slightly different. So you do like a pre-bend in the middle, you go. And then that's cool. And this is one of my favorite lines. One more time. Okay, then you're into this, you've got this E9 chord. And it's... Then I use my 3rd and 4th, 12, 9, 7. And then you slide up to 4, back to 2, open. So... And again, the last one you just slide back. So I'll play that all together, so... Then I love this bit. And then the bit I mentioned before about string bending. And again, a tone, minor 3rd. Then up to the 10th fret. Cool as well. Now you got the straight bit, which feels a little bit fast I think when they played it, they pull it back ever so slightly tempo-wise. So when I played it with the metronome, it feels slightly fast, doesn't it? So then we've got 3 more choruses which are pretty intense. We've got I'll play that again. Then so then you go to the 13 and you're bending up a semitone. Do that 3 times. Then you do this thing where you go. You know, you'll have to count them yourself, but it's almost like you do 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to play the beginning of that again. So. You know, that's kind of hard to get your head around. It took me ages to get that, but you know, if you watch that little section of this video again, you will get it, no problem. One more time. So that lick straight after it is. So you got that 15. You know, I recommend you be working off a tab, you know, here, so you can be looking at the tab as I'm doing it. And really where I'm helping you out is making sure that you're chopping it into the right phrases, you know. And then you've got this 15. And again. And then. Okay, then we're into that Elmore James style thing. So that is just like a major triad, and the second time he kind of preempts it with a, you know, like it's a sus, you know. So he's going. Quick sus. You know, so that's a bend down, hammer on, bend. And then another really nice lick. And then, and again, and a big bend, and then bend down. So, woo! Okay, that last phrase again. Just got one more chorus to go, hang in there. He's playing the tune up the octave. 17th fret. Bend down. And again. 15. And again. And again. That's kind of a cool line. One more time. And here we go. One more time. So getting the finger right is important there. And then you've got that little F7 sliding down to the E7. And there we have it. Woo! That's pretty... I didn't know if that was possible to go all the way through Hideaway as one kind of lesson, but if you just take it section by section, so what the value in this lesson is, I've broken it up into the phrases for you. So you just need the tab, and you need to put slashes in there, and you learn that lick, watch me play it, go to the next phrase, and just go through it block by block like that, and just do the best you can. Like I've been playing this tune probably for 20 years, and every year I just get a little bit better at playing it. And you see new things in it, and like if you watch that blues show series, and I'm talking about taking a lick and playing it through the different positions and all over the neck and different keys, so there's an endless resource of good stuff going on here. And this is our Beethoven or Mozart or Bach, isn't it? If you're a violin player or a classical musician, you're always going to go back to those kind of classics. And as blues rock guitar players, this is our resource as well. There's a lot of new great stuff coming out as well, but that classic Beano album, it's going to forever be a great resource for budding blues guitar players. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that, and it was good fun doing it, and I'll see you on the next one. Keep it burning.